Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Eric Brothers YouTube. I say again, welcome to my YouTube channel, Eric Brothers YouTube, and also to my Rumble channel, Snacks123. Welcome again. So today I'm gonna touch on some military content, and this right here is the qualifications um, to become an air traffic controller in the United States Air Force. Now, that being said, pretty much with all branches of service, with certain career fields such as air traffic controllers, a lot of time the military can and sometimes does send other branches of service to if you want to call a sister service school. I mean, they're teaching the same thing regardless of branch of service. Air traffic control is air traffic control. So what will happen sometimes is um, all five branches can wind up getting the required training that they need, at their sister service school. When I say sister service, that means that certain schools or certain training requirements, all five branches can attend, regardless of which branch of service is hosting the school. Anyway, let's move on. All right, so the qualifications to become an air traffic controller in the Air Force. Okay, obviously, you must be a U.S. citizen. You have to possess a high school diploma or GED equivalent. Let's see, what else? You have to have a qualifying score on the Armed Services Vocation Aptitude Battery Test, basically your ASVAB. And the score, from what I understand, I think it's a minimum of 55, but for career fields like this, like air traffic control, to be honest with you, if you get a score of 55, you probably won't be selected. They really want guys that is probably scoring something like a 70, a 75 or better. That's really how they select for these particular career fields. If you score like in the 50s, generally speaking, they're probably going to push you or place you into another career field. They want the individuals that score higher because according to the military, in all branches of service have an ASVAB test. According to the branches, according to the military, regardless of branch, when they look, at those test scores, they're taking a guess and assuming that this person is probably has the ability, saying, or the aptitude to be able to excel and do this career field versus those that they may pass the test, but if their score is like really low, then they probably figure that this person's probably not as good a fit for this career field, so then they'll place you in another career field, where that particular score might be better suited, or if you score kind of like in the 50s all across the board, they'll probably put you in I don't know, I don't want to say admin and stuff like that, but you probably wind up maybe I guess, let me see, what is it? Maybe supply or maybe administrative functions, stuff that may not require such technical and certain type of skills. So just a heads up for those of you that are considering going in to the military, how they view your ASVABs, But anyway, let me continue on with this, and we'll get back to that in a minute. All right, and let's see. Okay, so your ASVABs, and let's see. Along with that, right, you need to pass a physical exam, and for air traffic control, sometimes you're gonna work some long hours, so you definitely have to be physically capable. For air traffic control, the government, they invest a lot of money into individuals that do this particular job, and it would make sense. It makes perfectly good sense, because you got people's lives on the line, by the direction and what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? in that control tower and how you're directing, those planes. You know what I'm saying? And also they definitely do a serious background check on it. You know what I'm saying? You want your air traffic controllers, man, to be drug free. You know what I'm saying, and preferably not addicted. To any substances, and they want you showing up. To work obviously sober and with a clear head and well rested for this particular job or career field. Let's see what else. Obviously, you're going to undergo a stringent background check for security clearance, and you also have to pass a specialized medical evaluation. So after you're going through that, then you have to complete basic training. And so, should you make it through basic training, then they'll put you through, send you on to the Air Force calls it tech school. You know what I'm saying? But different branches of service, call it something different. But technical training school, that's what the Air Force calls it. But it's pretty much the same thing. It's just that the Army, Coast Guard, Navy, Marines, they just call it, something else. So it's a different name for it, or terminology, but the same thing. All right, now, let's see, with air traffic controllers. All right, let's see here. Let's see, application and training. Okay, enlistment, you got to meet the basic eligibility requirements, and enlist in the United States Air Force. Okay, makes sense, With the United States Air Force, the enlistments, they start at 4 years, So Uncle Sam is requiring you to give them at least a 4 year commitment. Now, basic training, which is the first phase, normally runs between, let's see, what about, I think basically for the Air Force is like about close to 8 weeks. So 8 weeks, and you get to learn the basics, about the military. You get introduced to military life and, Air Force structure and, stuff like that. And also, let's see, after you finish, say, basic training, and then you go on to your tech school for air traffic control, you get basically, what do you call it, your 3 skill level when you finish technical school. Yes. It's your 3 skill, and then you go on to your first duty station, and you get some on-the-job training and stuff like that. Now, upon graduating from technical school, and you say have your 3 skill level, once you hit your duty station, what's going to happen? The Air Force has what is known as CDCs. That acronym, what it stands for, is Career Development courses. And so what these courses are designed for you to do, they're to teach you information about your job, and you will have a combination of tests and and quizzes. And now with these career development courses that the Air Force has developed, you have 2 sides to it. One side is going to be specifically basically pertaining to your job, and the other side will be about basic and general knowledge of the military in the United States Air Force. It could be some history thrown in there and stuff like that. But you have a requirement. You are mandated, to pass these career development courses if you are going to be able to stay in the military. And I think that, what did they give you? I think it's something like, it depends on how technical the career field is. For air traffic control, I don't know the time limit that they give you to finish these career development courses. But normally speaking, most people, by the time they graduated tech school, most of them are going in as an airman basic, meaning that they don't have any stripes. Now, in certain cases, depending if they met maybe certain educational requirements before entering the Air Force, or if they're giving the Air Force, say, a longer commitment term. Like some people may enlist for, say, 6 or 8 years so that they can get maybe a deal and get 2 strikes going in. You see what I'm saying? So that would make them, once they graduate tech school and then on to their duty station, they would put on the rank of Airman First Class, which is 2 strikes. So you have that combination. But you have a certain time limit with which to complete these career development courses, and you have to pass them. And what happens, you have to check in with your supervisor, because your supervisor, he or she, is going to be the one that gives you, the CDCs, and so they're going to monitor your progress. And career development courses are very, very important, especially for newbies coming in the military. Some CDCs may take up to 6 months. Some may take up to maybe maybe a year and a half, something like that, depending on how technical they are and how many you get and what's required. The less technical the career field that you're in, obviously it should take you shorter time to finish it. That's the reason why you have those increments. But this is a heads up for those of you, and those of you that are in the military right now, you guys know this, But if say you fail your career, your CDCs, because what happens, you have practice tests. This is how the military does it. So when you're completing your courses, after every block you have a quiz or a test, and then when you finish, say, the complete whatever, maybe so many chapters, then say you get tested on it, right? And your supervisor will run through this with you. And if you don't pass it, then at that level with you and your supervisor, you can still go back through and study, and you can go over the blocks where you messed up and you retake it again. But then there's the actual the final test that you actually have, when you have to complete it. And if you fail that, what happens is that they'll put you on it's kind of like some type of remedial training, and they're gonna your supervisor, and then this is where you start getting your first sergeant and your commander starts getting involved, because they keep a track of statistics and also the failure and success rates. And so if that airman or that individual fails their career development courses, the commander is definitely going to want to know, saying the what, the where, the when, the how, and the why. Why did they fail? Saying, oh, they're not studying. They want to know exactly what's going on. Some commanders are more lenient, than others. You know what I'm saying? And if that supervisor's troops are not passing, failing the CDC courses, then they're going to have that supervisor up to explain to them, to give them the 411 or the details. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Why is so-and-so failing their career development courses? You know what I'm saying? And that's part of military leadership. Not that the supervisor get in trouble, but they're going to kind of frown on the supervisor, or put pressure on that supervisor to bear down, on their subordinate, to pass, that course. Other than that, if you don't graduate or pass and get that 5 skill level, you cannot remain in the United States Air Force. And that goes for any graduate service. Whatever their qualifications are, to attain certain skill levels that is commensurate with your particular grade and rank and time frame. The military is not going to waste any money on you. If you can't pass your career development courses, pretty much, I think a commander is obligated to give you, I think, at least another try, to pass them. Some people, their commanders are lenient and they may give them 2 times, and possibly in certain rare cases, maybe a 3rd, depending on the circumstances. But if you don't pass them, then they will administratively discharge you, failure to adapt, to military life. And I've seen guys that have gotten kicked out because they didn't pass their CDCs. It may sound like it's something simple, but these career development courses, it's career development. You know what I'm saying? That's part of your job. You know what I'm saying? Is to know your material and to be able to pass and move on in succession to the next level. So that's how they look at it. But if you can't pass these courses, then basically they'll put you out and discharge you. They're not going to waste any more time. Investing money. Into an asset that's not producing. Yeah, Uncle Sam, boy, it's a dirty game. So those of you that are thinking about going, and those of you that are in this stage right now, take your career development courses seriously. Pass them and get those things knocked out the way. You don't want to fool around with that, because this right here is your career, and if you do well, a lot of doors, can be opened up for you. A lot of doors can be opened up. Now for air traffic control, obviously the Air Force specialty code on it is going to be 1C 1X1. Okay, and let's see. Obviously, long-term requirements. Air traffic controllers, they have to maintain certain medical standards. They have to undergo security checks, and they have to be worldwide deployable. And so when I say worldwide deployable, that means that you can't have anything that prevents you from Uncle Sam sending you anywhere they need to put you in the world. You see what I'm saying? Now, what are some things that can, and especially for career fields such as air traffic controller, but what are some things that can prevent a person from being worldwide deployable? Let's see, certain, I'm trying to think, certain, I guess, health conditions. From what I understand, I know that when I was in diabetics, if you have diabetes, that automatically eliminates you from being worldwide deployable. And the reason being is that, especially with the United States, they don't want to send you to other countries with a health condition, certain health conditions. They want to keep you in place, and where you can receive the treatment that you need here. Now, there are some countries that have advanced, hospitals and medication like the United States. There are some, but the United States definitely has. I'll probably have to think. Probably has the best, if it's not the best hospitals. The United States has got to be top 2 or top 3 with the best medical care. Facilities and stuff like that in place. And in terms of certain health conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, there's a host of other medical conditions that can prevent you from being worldwide qualified. I did know somebody that because they were diabetic, they at that time they've been in the military, I think maybe 13 or 14 years, and they never went on a tour of duty. They never deployed, and they were not able to go overseas because of their health condition. And what happened is that, matter of fact, I think, wait a minute, were they closer? They might have been closer to 17 years, and the Air Force was trying to kick them out because they didn't want to let this individual make it to their 20-year retirement, and they have to pay him, a check and benefits, for the rest of their life. So the Air Force was trying to unload them, because if you're not worldwide qualified or deployable, then the military kind of feels like they're being shortchanged, and they really can't use you to the fullest extent, of what they need you for. And also, if you're not worldwide qualified, it can affect your promotion rate. So the Air Force has what is known, and I know I'm just trying to give you an overall picture, what is known as like WAPS testing, whatever like that, weighted airman promotion, testing. So there's you have several parts or aspects to it that give a military member a certain amount of points, to include taking an exam. And this exam is 2 parts. Once you want to make the grade, say if you're a non-commissioned officer, and I think they do have it for officers, but I forgot how the officer side, I think, is similar, but it's a bit more stringent with the officers because they're held to a higher standard. But basically, with the SWOPS testing, you have you taking one side is going to be, say, like maybe military history and stuff like that. The other side will be your skill set related to your particular career. You know what I'm saying? How proficient you are and how much knowledge you have, and it's a certain score that you have to obtain to get a cutoff. But it's not just passing the exam. You need other points off of your performance ratings. Certain ribbons will get in certain achievement or commendation medals. All of these things they give you certain points, and obviously Medal of Honor recipients, Silver Star, they get Medal of Honor is going to get the highest number of points, for medal. So all of those things combined together make a weighted score, and so depending with that combination and how well you do on the test, when they combine it all together, you get a computed score, and then you get if you happen to make the cutoff, then you issue a line number. If you guys understand it. So basically, whoever gets the highest score according to the Air Force computation, it may go from 1 to say if you had maybe 3,000 people make the rank of E5, then whoever had the highest, whatever time and grade, all that other stuff, they would get line number 1. So that means that upon that particular day of say if your date is to put rank on, say September 1st, then line number 1, boom, they get promoted, on that particular day. They get to put that stripe on, which means in grade, and it means more increased pay. And so this cycle, it will continue. There's a certain window when they have the Air Force has to give out, and the military has to give out, their line numbers for the promotees. But all of this stuff, adds up. And then also, air traffic controllers, they get bonuses. You see what I'm saying? So, because this is a really specialized career field, so they have signing bonuses upon. Let me see. What do you call it if you re-up? What do you call it? Oh, if you re-enlist into the military, certain career fields, they get enlistment bonuses. For re-upping. You know what I'm saying? And man, some of the bonuses is nice that these guys. I mean, some of these people that are in these careers, I mean, they get some fat. Bonuses. So there's different perks, that come into play. And while I'm at it, sometimes I think I missed this. Please, guys, I have a website which I'm selling the 5 best weight loss products. So if you want to lose weight, cut fat, cut belly fat, and take care of your health, go onto the website, and purchase the products, and also share the website with others. Next to God, the next best thing we have is our health, and since you only get one body, take care of it. But check out, the weight loss products, But anyway, as I was saying, So, all these things, are opportunities and the pathways. But if you score high enough, you can enter into this career field. But like I said, for air traffic controller, at certain times, be prepared for this particular job to we have to work some longer hours. You have to work some long hours. But if you stick it out, and see it through, when you get out on the outside, air traffic controllers, they make, a nice little penny, on the civilian side. So it's just, food to grow on. And like I said, take your military career, seriously. A shout out to all my air traffic controllers, whatever branch of service you are. This is a specialized career field, and everybody can't do that. But I'm gonna cut it off here. But that's all I have on this one, and I want to say thank you to all my subscribers on YouTube and also on Rumble. I appreciate every subscriber. Without you guys, I would not have made it this far. So thank you so much, and please continue to share the channel, Every Broadest YouTube, and my Rumble channel, Snacks123. Please share them, Every Broadest YouTube. Smash the bell to become a subscriber. Turn on all notifications, and please share the videos. Hit the like button to like the videos. If you don't like them, hey, hit the unlike button. Either way, leave a comment. Love to dialogue with you. And also, guys, hit the hype button on the videos. Hit that hype button. Hype it up for me, y'all. Hype it up. You know what I'm saying? With that hype button, that allows the videos to be sent further out and to reach, more people, in its social media space. So please smash that, hit that hype button. When you see that hype button on the video, boom, you know what I'm saying? Hit that thing first. Thank you guys, and also for my Rumble channel, Snacks123, same thing, subscribe. Smash that like button to like the videos. Hit the unlike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment as well. Either way, love to dialogue with you and hear, your opinions. I don't know everything. I'm just sharing, to the extent, of what I know. And maybe you may have additional information to add. And maybe some of you may already be in this career field on the civilian side or the military side. Just some food for thought. Also, I have a podcast called Snacks Thoughts. SNAKZTHOUGHTS, Snacks Thoughts. And you can find my podcast on Spotify, Spreaker, Radio PBM, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and a host of other social media outlets. And obviously I have the 5 best weight loss products. Link will be in the description. Push it out, guys, and share it. Share them all. Share them all. All right, and that's all I have on this one. Be ready. I got some stuff coming on my for my Snacks Thoughts podcast. All right, guys. Catch you on the next one. More military content coming later.